Welcome back, everybody. This is week 1, episode 3 of Zanalsin.
Oh wait, I actually just hit stop recording.
Good.
I recorded all of that.
Blooper reel.
Actually, no, I'm
Intermission.
We're actually
Behind
live. Let's
the scene.
go. I just wanted that in there, so let's go.
It's like the interview portion of a porno.
All right, so
The awkward moment where they make eye contact.
Hi, Dad. Shit, I shouldn't say that.
All right. So, God damn it, Jay. Last we left off, Cinderstone was looking for some thievy tools. Minx and Belrill had just acquired some weapons. Kalak is getting stoned out of his gourd. And we're gonna pan back in on old Cinderstone making his way downtown. So Cinderstone come up on some tents where all the weapons vendors were, and you see
any of them look like some thievy tents.
You see
steely tents.
Belrill and Minx are just finishing up talking to the weapons vendors and getting outfitted as you go by on your way to Thievy area.
This search for thieves' tools is intense.
Everybody log out. That's it. Wrap it up.
And the dad joke boys. Of the night award goes to. All right. So as you walk by, you see them there. Do you approach, or do you just continue on your merry way to find your thievy tools?
Do they have their weapons now?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna admire their weapons.
Okay.
Half of this.
Half.
You can't see the rest of it. Because I had your large rapier. Mine's a short sword. But I've
You're a half orc, right?
Yeah.
Are you tiny?
No.
5'8".
I'm modest.
Okay. All right. So you're as tall as me. She's the only tiny one, and then we have a turtle.
Mm-hmm. Well, you haven't met the turtle yet.
Right. Okay.
You know not of the turtle.
My, what sharp weapons you have.
The better to say a catchphrase at you with.
All right. So
what wit?
Introduction. Hey guys, we're back together. Party has reformed.
For now, until I yeet the fuck out to the trade tools.
Cinderstone.
Here I go.
Do you mention to them that you're looking for thievy lockpick type things?
Because
no, I want the party to split.
I would be interested in that too. Let's ditch Mrs. Over Encumbered here, and let's go get.
Oh, she's already gone. I turned and looked, and I couldn't see anything.
How is she running with all that shit with her? Wow. She's got an impressive...
It's just like she's drifting around corners.
She's got a good core. She has a trained core.
So
the stuff I have is not heavy.
Cinderstone.
I am man seeking thief tools.
As am I. I too wish to.
So you share with the party what you're after, where you're headed. You guys make your way over there. A couple of tents. Some guys selling market stalls.
Shady
with tents
shit
behind them.
Market stalls with thieves' tools.
There are there's a couple of places. Wouldn't be too difficult for you to figure out which one has some just general tools. So you go up. Young woman behind the counter, very attractive young woman, says to you, welcome, young Zymads. What can I do for you today?
Do I see thieves' tools laying about? Just on the shelf?
Do we recognize them?
Yeah. Are they in a cute little Kraken pouch?
Yeah, so they have little brown wooden cases that say thieves' tools for Cinderstone and Belrill.
Hey,
on them.
This isn't plot armor. I'll take them, shopkeep.
So you explain to her what you're looking for. She says, yeah, not a problem. It doesn't strike her as unusual. She puts together a little kit for each of you. Think a barbershop roll-up bag, has some lockpicks in it, maybe a blade, a small blade, some twine, just general like trap, disarm, thieves' tools, that kind of stuff.
Can I get some handcuffs?
Credit card.
I get a couple Russian credit cards.
One of the things that's in there is an ink roller that is covered with parchment. That's one of the things that she adds in there that maybe you might not have thought of, but she seems like she's had these requests before, and it's not an unusual thing. So, typical thieves' tools. It's no handcuffs. There's no handcuffs.
Why?
So she says. Anything else I can get for you guys today?
Hold up, let me add it to my inventory. I gotta shove it in my bag. Now I gotta shove parchment and fucking. Oh, it can't fit. Oh no. Is there ink with that?
Yeah.
And
Short sword is strength, correct?
Is it versatile?
Don't.
I asked the DM.
Reduce plus strength plus 0. Short. Okay.
Shopkeeper. What generally do adventurers come here seeking?
Oh, tools. We have hammers, chisels, parchment, paper, pens.
Here.
Backpacks. She kind of motions to the area.
One backpack, please.
Sure. She gives you.
And can you fill it with various adventurers' tools, ones that you would recommend?
Sure.
Don't ask me what I'm doing. I don't know.
Sure. You can add an adventurer's pack to your.
Hey, there
you can each choose one of the adventurer's packs. I think there's like 3 or 4 that you can potentially start out with. She just kind of has like
a
general
burglar's pack.
Sure. I want the dark one.
Sure. Okay. She has just general like adventurer's packs thrown together already with some various things in it that are already set up and set aside for you.
No, like children's adventurers packs.
Can I walk up at this point already with my adventurers backpack? Be like, hey, you guys here? Finally.
Sure, yeah.
Like, hey
Nice
guys,
of you to join us.
I already got mine.
Yeah, you fuckers are slow. Well, you just finally figured out you need backpacks?
It's Sonic over here.
Yeah.
She was Tokyo drifting around all those corners.
Multi-track drifting.
Okay, so we got our normal backpacks.
Should I add the Running in the 90s song? Because I'm recording locally, so I can add that.
Deja vu.
Just imagine that
I've
played.
just been in this place before.
All right.
Oh no, I was playing Running in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
So
even better.
J-Man,
Yeah.
you're now set up attacks and spell casting. You have a short sword. If you click on the short sword, it will roll your roll your damage on it. And then the first one is how much damage you normally do. The second one is if you add your sneak attack. So you need to declare prior to
Roger
rolling damage whether or not you're going to use your sneak attack.
Snacky.
Okay.
Stabby in the kidney.
So you guys got your packs, got all the basic adventuring equipment you're going to need.
Yeah.
About this time, Kellogg, was there anything else that you wanted to do in the meantime, or are you just chilling and
he's baked out of his mind?
Jingle double G.
Well, now I'm hungry.
Dude, same.
He found himself in the middle of some trees.
Well, no, I've been sitting here with my bald, I assume elven friend.
Staring up the ceiling.
And let's see, he already gave me a baggie.
Yes. An impressive.
So
one.
I've pretty much replaced everything came with except for staff. Now he addressed me by name, correct?
Yes, he did.
Okay. So after after we've enjoyed our time together for a while,
Mhm.
I will. It seems that you knew who I was, but I know not how you knew my name, what yours is. I'm at a disadvantage when I go to thank you.
He says, "Well, I'm weary. There are very few
Sure,
things.
after that Kush.
There are very few things that are not already known." Oh shit!
Weary attacks with a short sword.
There are not many things you know.
You're
Stab.
There are very few things that are not already known.
You know the fact I had a sword.
Side note, Josh, did you know that you can GM roll and it does not show in the chat?
Yes, I didn't mean to roll.
Josh.
He's not trying to stab Ryan.
Okay. Just checking.
He doesn't exactly
Stab
have the
this
ambition
motherfucker.
for that kind of stuff.
You never know.
So it seems with your kindness, most of what I came with has been restored. But I do require a walking stick. Do you happen to have one that I may
he says,
Ye-
"Well, child, I think I might have just the thing." So he very slowly,
Oh, it's
very
a ghost.
methodically stands up.
Backstretch is a ghost.
He brushes and straightens his robes. He fixes his sleeves, not in a hurry to do anything. You're pretty high, so it feels like an eternity of watching this guy adjust his wardrobe. He readjusts himself one final time. He extends his arms out, and you feel the relief of the cracking of his spine from waist to shoulders. Just a long crack as he stands up.
Everybody's a
And
kraken.
he kind of hunches over a little bit and slowly walks into the back of the tent. Comes back out with a piece of knotted long wood that looks exactly like the quarterstaff that you turned over, except there's now a kraken carved into it.
Okay.
And he reaches it out to, before he gets like within a normal distance, it's like holding a door for someone as they're halfway across the parking lot, right? He reaches the quarterstaff out to you as if to hand it to you while he's still like 10 feet away, and slowly makes his way over to you. And he holds the staff out and he says, I think you'll find that this should serve you well."
All right, I will grab it and use it to stand myself up. And
Sure.
can I tell? Is it the same staff?
It's the same staff. Yep, it just has a kraken carved into it now.
Fucking massacred your staff.
I don't know. There's a crack in it.
It's very, very tastefully done.
Tasteful.
Tasty kraken.
I understand that there is no payment that I may give to you, but is there anything that I may do to repay?
He thinks for a moment, almost as if no one's ever really asked him that before. And he says, "Pray with me."
And which god is it that you would pray to?
He says, "I serve the Arcana."
So, all gods.
They all have their place in the world.
Okay. So, I considering that, Tano is part of the Arcana, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
We will commence our prayer.
So he kneels down, kind of using you to brace himself to get down. He kneels down and he reaches a hand up and he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he says, "Tano, we seek your guidance," and then gets completely quiet. And as he does so, you start to feel the wind kind of swirl around you, and a sense of calmness comes over you. You don't hear anything going on around you. All the commotion subsides. Everything is perfectly quiet and still where you are, but the wind is kind of turbulent around you. He doesn't say anything further. You feel you feel kind of rejuvenated, and after probably 90 seconds or so, the two of you both open your eyes simultaneously, as if you knew, like, this is when the prayer is over. And he kind of stands to his feet again, and he embraces you and says, "You're welcome anytime, Kellock."
Leary, that is very kind, and I thank you for your hospitality. May I ask you one further question?
Of course.
This meeting is about to begin, and there is something called the lottery. I am not familiar with that term. Can you help guide me here in this strange?
Says, "Well, Kellock, you're of the chosen. You are of nature's descent. You're of the guidance of Tano. You are the key to restoring New Rhinehaven to its former glory. You're the key to ridding these lands of the plague, to destroying the blight and sending it back to where it came from. But no one can do that alone. This lottery is intended to give you what you need to carry out the 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 job that you'll be burdened with. You'll be given adventurers that will complement the skill set that you come with.
But does not nature provide everything we need?
It does.
Does Tano not provide?
It does, and it's through Tano's guidance that these travelers, these adventurers, these adventurers have been brought here to aid you in your quest.
Very well. I do not pretend to understand everything that happens in this place, but I will go with the blessings of Tano and with the joy and friendship and in a fat sack of God.
He, he chuckles a little bit, and he says, the earth truly does provide. And he kind of gives you a very cordial, not low, but moderate bow. And he fixes his robes and returns to his seat and pulls his pipe out and continues smoking.
So is his pipe lit? He pulls it out? Or is he like trying to fiddle with it, get it ready to go?
You don't think it was lit when he picked it up, but when he draws on it, the smoke comes out.
Okay. All right. I was going to do nice druid tricks for him.
Fucking lit.
Fuck him. He's already lit. This guy's the littest guy ever.
Nature provides.
Nature provides. I will start to make my way towards the meeting place and grab a snack or two along the way.
Okay.
Some Fritos.
Grab us.
So as you finish your conversation with Weary, something draws your attention and you can't quite place your finger on it. But you see...
I'm a turtle. I don't have fingers.
Wow.
You wouldn't call it fireworks, but for all intents and purposes, it's fireworks. And they are green, and they're emitting a very bright green smoke. And they're over near the center of the market at the end. So whatever it is inside of you decides, yeah, apparently that's where I'm supposed to be going. And so you start making your way there. The other three members of the party, however, you don't see this. So, Kellogg, you make your way over, and as you do, you recognize that these are the druids that are being called to the amphitheater. And so, in the center of the amphitheater is a group of very well-dressed, dressed to the gold trim, purple inlays, just gorgeous embroidery. There are 4 of them standing, and they're all kind of facing each of the cardinal directions and welcoming the druids as they make their way down the steps of the theater into the center. And there are about 18 of you all together. So whatever the calling was, it was one that the druids recognized that it was their time to be there. And so you all make your way down there. When you get there, there's a greeting that takes place. Amarna is the female elf that officially steps outside of the group and welcomes everybody. And she says to you, druids, without you, none of this is possible. We're here because of the belief that the Zymads have in the power of nature. And she says, we're confident that with your abilities and with our support, that we'll rid New Rhinehaven of this plague, of this blight, and bring it back to its former glory. Are you up for the task? And there's a low roar of cheers and claps, and just like this feeling that goes over you of pride and excitement and joy.
Do I know? So there's about 18 other druids, or 18 of us total. Are any of these people that I have come in contact with before?
I could read through 17 pages, but I'm going to say no.
Okay.
These are all different walks of life, right? There are some humans, there are some elves, there's an earth genasi, which is really exciting to the High Council, which are the four druids that are here. You know, it's pretty uncommon to see an earth genasi. So they're excited about it, but you're the only turtle that you see.
Okay.
So
I would assume I would know the other dwarves.
Well, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, so she introduces herself. I'm Amarna. She goes through her speech, and then the rest of the party, again, the fireworks. This time they're blue and purple and pink and just exciting and pretty and you hear a voice that cracks through all of Port Crowler, and everyone hears this, that says, young Zymads, we welcome you to Port Crowler. Please join us. And so the whole crowd starts making their way there. The three of you together, you make your way down town, and you get into the amphitheater, and you're ushered in by all of the guides. And in the center of the amphitheater, you see the High Council and the group that you could probably ascertain are the druids. You've gathered enough information about how this lottery works, how you'll be assigned to a druid.
We're all hugging trees and having showers.
And so 500 miles.
There are different races, some of which are shifted into an animal, others of which are animals, such as the lone turtle that you see there. One of them in particular, the Earth Genasi, has a hawk on her shoulder. There's kind of like a calming over the amphitheater. And so you make your way in, and you're ushered to choose any seats you choose. The three of you decide to sit together, knowing only the three of you. And
sit on my lap.
Okay. So there's some commotion, there's some talking, there's a low roar of the audience.
That's not my rapier.
Everyone makes their way in, and everyone gets seated, and all of the guides make their way to the bottom of the steps, and they all stand within the aisles at the bottom of the steps. And
how many guides are there?
Probably about 30.
Wow. Okay.
All of the people from the gates, all of the guides that were standing just inside of the gates, they're all there for this. You remember them saying that they were going to close in welcoming gates, and this was the meeting, right? So there's no more people coming in, so everyone that was manning the gates previously is now here for this.
Now they're tossing their maps in the trash because they've already handed out as many as they could, so they're done with those.
But there's always tomorrow.
And so
I don't think so.
Amarna steps to the center, and she holds her hand over her chest. And as she begins to speak, her voice cracks through the air and makes a silencing sound to everyone that was previously talking, and the entire place gets just completely still and silent immediately.
Just from her voice?
Just from her voice. And her voice is projected in a way that doesn't make sense. That
seems
it sounds
unnatural.
as if she's standing right next to you, speaking directly into your ear. And everyone feels this.
It's not telepathy or anything like that. It's sound.
You don't know. Yeah, you hear her voice as if she's standing over your shoulder, speaking into your ear. And she says, to all of our new members of the family, we welcome you, young Zymads. We thank you for coming today. None of this is possible without the efforts that each of you have committed to this effort. Today, our family has grown once again, and we look forward to continuing to grow and getting to know each of you on an intimate and personal level. She says, anything that you could possibly need or want for will be provided for you. The Zymad family take care of their own. She says, it's not an easy thing to forsake all worldly belongings and all manners of your past to join into this effort, but understand that it's a noble one. She says, we're going to first and foremost host our lottery. And there's a little bit of like chatter that starts up again. And she says, fear not, the lotteries are preordained. She says, nothing that happens here today is coincidence. She says, after the lottery has concluded, we invite you to join us in fellowship and a banquet to thank you for coming. And so she says, without further ado, and she begins to clap. And just instinctively, like you don't know what you're clapping for or why you're clapping, but just instinctively, everyone begins to applaud. And from the group steps a very tall, probably 6'4", 6'5", female with ice white skin, pearl white hair, long fingers. Her hair is very short and standing on end. There's a wind that just consistently circles around her. And she steps and holds her arms out, and you can watch as her robes blow in a breeze that doesn't exist. You all recognize this as an air genasi. She says, welcome, new Zymads. And again, that same speaking directly into your ear. Only this time, instead of being a warm, soft, calming voice, it's more like a crack and a hiss, like wind in your ear. And she says, I am Shinwa. She says, we welcome you, we thank you, and we're excited to have you. That's all she said. She walks away. Amarna retakes the stage, retakes the center of attention. She says, we're going to begin the lottery now. And she places her hand on Kellog's shoulder. She says, young Kellogg. And as she does that, two of the guides walk up to the three of you and place their hands on your shoulders and escort you into the center of the amphitheater. And Kellogg, she motions for you to step forward, and the three you see approaching you, a half-orc, a human, and a very small human. And they halflings just look like very small humans to Kellogg. And so they approach you, and before anyone says anything, Amarna makes the formal introduction. She says, Kellogg, the druid, the key to what we're doing here. We'd like to introduce you to your party. This is Belril, and she motions to the half-orc. She says Cinderstone, and motions to the human, and Minx, and motions to the halfling.
The floor.
She motions to the floor. And she says, I see much greatness, and I look forward to hearing of your adventures. And she motions to you, and you don't know where you're going, but Kellogg, for some reason, you just know where you're supposed to go, right? Like, none of this makes sense. The fact that you can hear everything and know everything, but know nothing, right? And so you walk to one of the sets of steps in the amphitheater, and you walk up it, and there's a guide standing at the top that ushers you into a very long hall.
Okay.
And as you enter the hall, it's completely empty of people apart from the few people that are standing around with cloth draped over their arms and waiting to seat you. You walk in and there are long tables the length of the hall, and at the front, up on 3 steps and kind of a raised platform, are 2 more tables that sit side by side. Off to the right-hand side at the very far end is one final table that's set diagonally, where there are 3 chairs kind of into a corner. At the front table, each of the 2 front tables sit 4 people facing the hall. In the center of the far right seat on the left table sits Chinois. Next to her sit 3 people to her right, and the table to her left sit 4 more people. Otherwise, there are no people sitting at any of the tables right now. So you walk in, and the guide that brought you in says to you, please, anywhere you like. And as you look at the tables, they are just clad from beginning to end with just about anything you could possibly imagine for food.
Thank God.
So do I instinctively know where to go here?
Nope. They say sit anywhere you'd like and choose. Do you want to be the edgelord kids at the back of the table? Do you want to sit up close to the special people?
I want the table closest to the food.
Can I already run up there and already be seated?
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. If you want to just take off running.
Is it based on like where you sit? Is there different food, or is it basically no matter where you sit, you're going to be able to eat the same thing?
Booster seat.
Yep. Anywhere you sit, just about anything you could possibly imagine is either within arm reach, or you could very easily say, "Hey, pass that to me."
Okay. I think it'd be cool if you guys were just standing there. All of a sudden, you look around for me, but I'm already at the table waiting for you guys.
Okay.
I like
Stuff in your face.
So I will look at the human and the half-orc, and then I will look over at Minx, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems that our seats have been like so much of today. Apparently, our seats have been chosen for us. And I will go sit down next to the halfling.
I like it. So how do you guys sit? Do you all sit on one side of the table in a row of 4? Do you sit 2 on one side and 2 across from each other on the other side? How do you sit?
Is it a round table?
No,
square?
Very long tables that stretch the length of the hall. Yep, rectangular.
So I would be
on opposite side. Yeah, I'd be on opposite side of Cinder, just so we can watch each other's back.
I'll sit right next to whoever's there, not trying to sit away from anyone.
Okay. So we got Minx and Belrill on one side of the table, and sitting across is Cinderstone and Kellogg. Okay. So you guys go in and take your seats. You hear... now, did you run all the way to the very front?
I don't know where she...
I'm tired of people. I would have just went for the first fucking table right in front of me.
Well, I mean, we were picked first, right? So we're the first. We're the best.
Yeah.
I sat right in the middle of the table.
All right, so we're with Minx.
Okay.
That's true.
So let's see. What is everyone's passive perception? Underneath of your skills, you'll have a box that says passive perception. I believe Belrill's is a 12.
10.
Mine's 11.
12.
It's 13.
Okay. Sure. So all 3 of you can hear. It's pretty quiet in here. You can hear at the front of the table that they're talking amongst each other pretty quietly, not really recognizing that you've come in the room yet, but not ignoring you either. They're just talking quietly amongst each other. You can't really make anything out that they're saying, but they're having a conversation. So give you guys this time to talk amongst yourselves. You can begin eating if you want to, or you can wait until there are more people in. You know, whatever you think your character would do. I know Belrill is famished.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've got the munchies, so
I'll start eating.
Yeah, me and Kellogg start eating like crazy. Like, did you hear that quinoa bitch over there? She was talking into my ear. It was so weird.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of weird coincidences happening today. Druid, do you know anything about these?
I have been swept along with the winds of Providence as you have.
Still fucking stoned. Anyway.
Well, I mean,
have any of you been like confronted? Have you been refused anything you've asked for? Everything's been kind of handed to us.
Directly, no. Yes.
But aren't you the chosen one? Don't you know what you're supposed to do? It said that you will bring peace to Middle Earth or something.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
I mean, apparently everyone in this land is just going to give us what we need.
Not chosen. I know not much more than you. I know that you've been.
Ooh, is that apple pie?
That smells a little more sticky icky than that.
She just completely ignores that she asked you a question and goes, "Ooh, pie," and starts digging into the food. I like it.
Well, I, for one, am reassured about my fate. I will eat the pie.
It is
you also
amazing.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
I shall.
It is amazing that one so little can eat so much.
Thanks.
Where
I imagine you eat tons.
Only at certain times.
Hey, look, I'm not little, okay? And I can eat for myself. Just thank you very much.
I meant her. I meant Minx. She's plowing down and she's half our size.
I forgot she was here.
I poop a lot.
I have not been refused a bathroom.
Minx, at the top of your sheet, you'll see a box that says... You'll see a box that says Inspiration Minx at the top of your sheet. Go ahead and check that. That's going to give you advantage on one of your ability checks for the way that you're playing your character. That's good.
What?
Where?
No, she's just very happy. Here, I'll check it.
I poop a lot too.
Just above where it says proficiency bonuses.
A lot. Can I get a fucking
Do you see? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check that for you. What that does for you is when you play your characters roll exceptionally well, like the happy-go-lucky, ADHD, always excited about everything. Like when you do those kind of things, I'm going to give you inspiration for those. At a later time, you can decide to spend that inspiration to get advantage on one of your skill checks.
Okay.
Before you declare the roll.
Yes, you have to tell me before. So
or before you roll.
That's good though.
Sorry,
that's good.
After this meal,
why are you still talking? You're not eating.
After this meal, I've been eating quite plenty. I didn't have any of your pie.
Oh,
sorry.
I have been, for reasons I do not understand yet, I've been chosen. You've been chosen to be partnered with me, and I do not yet know what our quest is, but I assume we shall find out in due time. Now, let us make like our small friend here and partake in this feast.
And poop.
And poop.
As you said, I'm gone.
So,
where'd she go?
In the meantime, Cinderstone,
hi.
You've been kind of quiet during this exchange. So I'm going to say that you probably noticed the Earth Genasi that had the hawk on her shoulder in the middle of the amphitheater has entered the room with a party of 6 people with her and has led the party to the very front. So there are 3 long tables that go the length of the room. She's led the party to the very front left table and kind of ushered them into seats. Another group has come in and looked very confused. There's 5 of them. They come in, they look very confused, like unsure, don't know where to sit. So they're kind of like walking around like the new kids in the lunchroom.
I want to keep an eye on that Earth Genasi and see what he's doing, and if is he bringing in the new groups every time?
No. So the Earth Genasi was one of the druids that was in the center of the amphitheater.
Okay.
That was assigned a party,
Right.
a very large party, significantly larger than yours.
Yeah.
And kind of just took the lead, like very stoic and stern, walked in the room, very decisive, sat down at the front of the table, and everyone else just kind of followed him. It was a very different dynamic than the group that you're in.
Could I get a read on that party's composition? Like, can I tell maybe that they're competent fighters and it seems like they were put together for a specific reason?
It appears that way, yeah. Just by looking at them, they're just a very decisive group of people that seems, by looking at them, you know by looking at some people that they're just competent.
They're the breadwinners.
So though, but yeah, they walk in together, sit down.
Do they look like they've done this before?
Kinda. Which strikes you as kind of weird because they're new as well, right? They just went through the lottery also, but yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at everybody funneling in, and I'm like, my suspicions.
Disapproving looks.
Okay.
Not disapproving.
I don't know anything.
More, yeah, I don't know them. I know they're in the same situation as me, but I'm just kind of suspicious.
Okay. So a couple more groups are funneling in, and most of them are looking kind of lost. You have the odd group or two that come in that know exactly where they want to sit, and they just make their way there and sit there. But for the most part, most of the people were in the same position that you were, not really sure what to do. But they didn't have a halfling just run and tell them where to sit. So, everybody starts to take their seat. Everybody funnels in, takes their seats. Probably been about 20 minutes or so.
There's enough seats for everybody?
Conversing. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Magically, enough. Just.
It's almost as if this is like logistically planned to.
Wow.
Have,
Huh.
Like they send out these recruiters.
Whoa.
They send out these recruiters to bring people in certain quantities or something. It's insane, right? Like you're kind of amazed by the fact that this is an organized organization or something, So,
oh no, the chairs.
So everybody's in. The doors close, and at the time that the doors close, some of the groups have just come in and started eating. Some of them look like they're waiting for a cue. When it's okay to start eating, some of them are just kind of nervous, like, what are we supposed to do or not supposed to do, or how do I handle myself? And so, Shinwa stands up when the doors close and addresses the room at large. She says, "So the lottery, as usual, was successful, I see." She says, "We encourage you to eat well. Tonight is all about fellowship. It's about meeting the family, and tomorrow begins your new life as a Zymad." And she kind of motions her arms out, and there's some scattered applause throughout the room. She returns to her seat. Tonight we dine in hell. So there's some scattered applause. She returns to her seat. The 3 druids, or the 3 council, that were out with Amarna, not Amarna, but the other 3 council, come in and they take their seats at the table at the far right front corner that's set at an angle. They take their seats there. Amarna takes her seat at the front. And after 45 minutes to an hour, everybody talking, low roar, some laughter, drinks are flowing. Everybody's having a good time, getting to know each other, meeting. Amarna stands up and addresses the room, and she says, "Young Zymads, we've organized a council," and she motions to the table. "For any of you that may have some questions, as I am sure there will be, if any of you would like to speak with the council, they're available until lights out tonight." Lights out. And she sits down.
By the 9.
And there's a couple of people get up out of their seats. Some of them, again, there's a big mix of people in here. So some very decisively stand up. They walk over. They approach the table. They begin asking questions and talking and conversating. Others of them kind of stand up slowly and cautiously and kind of meander around for a little bit before making their way over there. So what do you guys do? Continue talking and eating, or does one of you want to go talk to the council?
I address the party and ask that question.
Okay.
Talk to the council.
Is Minx still here, or is she...
I'm already at the table talking to them.
Okay. He was the first one there.
You lost
so
her.
Minx
No
is
one
one of the
noticed.
ones-
Immediate
Minx is one of the
stealth
ones
check.
that jumps up and runs over to the table, and I'm going to say you're the first one that gets there.
Does anybody else notice
Jump up,
this?
you run over. You have a feat called Halfling Nimbleness that allows you to move through the space of any creature that is of a size larger than you.
That's drifting.
So it literally, like, you're running through legs, you're
Multi-track.
just pushing people and they don't notice that you're there, and you're just kind of darting in between people, and you run up to the table and you kind of startle them a little bit.
How tall is this table?
And then you were there. It's an average size.
Does she have to
table.
work to get up to that table?
I would say
Is she
the
pulling
table
a
is
booster
probably a little below shoulder height for you. So
She's pulling on
you're-
the cloth.
She's crawling up the
You're-
pant legs.
you're just barely head and shoulders above the table. And so
She's just
you
like,
catch them a little bit startled, and the one, as you're looking at the table, the one to the far left, who is a cat,
Oh,
looks at you
well,
and kind
hold
of
up.
like,
Legit cat, or are we talking Khajiit? Like,
it's
it's a
Tabaxi.
cat.
It's
Okay.
Tabaxi.
All right.
okay.
The vaccine.
Looks down at you and goes, "You're an eager one. What can we do for you, young Zymad?"
Not
I used to
jump
play
down
with
on
toys
me.
your size.
I've never seen a cat person before.
You probably haven't. No.
No, I'm saying that to her.
Oh, you say that to him.
Yeah,
He's
I've never seen a cat before.
a cat person.
Do you purr?
I consider myself a cat person.
Do you like catnip? I think that druid we got has some.
he says, "My name is Varro. It's nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you, Vara. I'm Minx. I'm with that group of people over there. They're
Oh, so
kinda
that's
slow.
where he went. I see.
He says, "Minx, that's a very pretty name."
Thank you. My father came up
My
with it.
cat was named.
That was my cat's name.
My cat's name was Pharaoh.
He says, "You're with that party," and he looks around and has no clue where you're pointing because there are hundreds of people in
Yeah,
this room.
Yep.
We don't know where you're at still, so we're just kind of. I'm still eating.
Yeah.
He's high.
Oh,
We're assuming that she's behind the plate of food. We just can't see because of the mountain.
Yeah, it looks a lot like
Yeah.
if you guys ever seen Hook, right? It's just
Yeah.
piled
Yeah.
on, and so much is going on.
That halfling still sitting over there next to you?
I
Just
pay no
became one
mind.
with the plate.
So,
The
you know,
cat was
I want
like
to ask
this.
the other two, you know, do they have any specific questions?
Yeah, a lot of questions,
concerns,
Okay.
comments.
So
critiques.
let us go
We're gonna
get our
talk to the
questions
council.
answered.
Okay, yeah, let's talk to the council. The
Yeah.
council.
So we're all gonna go. I want to get close enough to the council that I can. I want to overhear the questions that other people are asking. Right. I'm
Is she still
gathering.
there?
Yeah, I'm still talking to the cat person.
All right, so I'm gonna have Kellock, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check. Are either Belrill or Cinderstone joining you, or are they staying at the table and just sending you with their questions?
No, they're coming. They're coming with, I believe, right?
The three of you are all approaching together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. If either Belrill or Cinderstone would like to assist you in trying to overhear, and you guys are kind of piecing together the words that you're hearing and like making ideas and sentences out of them, then Kellock, you'll roll perception with advantage.
That's what I want to do.
Okay, so Cinderstone is assisting you in overhearing the conversation, so you'll roll perception with advantage. Actually,
I'm gonna hold your ear a little bit closer to the
I
table.
still have a plate of food in my hand.
Well,
I'm bringing it with me. My burrito. I'm just like, yeah, just fucking yeah. What are you guys talking about? Just tell me what it is.
Yeah. So my questions. Num num.
So,
Shove it in my mouth.
actually, because of your state of mind, you don't need the help to get advantage because you're high.
Yeah.
You already have advantage on perception checks when you're high. So go ahead and roll that. We're gonna shift gears back to Minx.
Nature provides.
And so Minx, he says to you, your party. Okay. Do you point your party out to him again and like try to direct his attention to where you thought they were?
We're the ones with the turtle.
Yeah, we got a turtle person.
we
with
do have a
us.
landmark for the party.
A turtle.
We got a half
Well,
orc and a human. Also, they're all very tall.
well, I have
And I don't
seen
think
the
they
turtle.
poop much.
He says, I have seen the turtle, and you know, just like you've never seen a cat person, I've never seen a turtle either.
Yeah, he's my first too. He's really
really
calm. He don't eat as fast as I do.
I don't think there are many people that do things as fast as you do, Minx.
Yeah,
It's true.
it's true.
Okay. So what can I help you with?
So what do you do on this council?
I answer questions.
How long have you been here?
Well, I've been a Zymad for about 6 years now.
Did you come here alone?
I did. As do most of us.
Well, did you ever get signed up with a party like us?
No. The lottery back then was a little different than it is now. The lottery back then was typically based on the skills that you bring with. And you see, I've been a sort of a diplomat for all of my prior life. And so it only stood to reason that diplomatic duties would fit in my current life as a Zymad.
I can see that. You look very diplomatic.
Well, thank you. You look very excited, Minx.
I am.
Did you have any questions?
What does a party do once they're together? I mean, do we share a room? We got one bathroom. What's going on?
Share a cabin.
Well, all of the parties are assigned as such through the lottery because of the different things that they come with. And so the druids, as you know, are the key to all of this. So each one of the druids is assigned a group of adventurers to help them with the tasks that are already preordained for them.
Like a small cricket.
Well, how do they know what's preordained for them?
Well, they'll be assigned
Who assigns this?
the council
When?
But you're the council.
Yesterday.
tomorrow. Today's all about fellowship. Today's all about meeting each other and embracing the new family. Tomorrow is when we begin our journey.
Phase 2.
By this time, can my party members be like right next to me?
Sure.
Okay.
So Kellogg, with your perception roll, we're going to default to your passive perception. So your passive perception allows you to overhear the things that Minx is saying. Because I'm going to assume that you kind of hone in on that since you get up there and you realize, oh shit, she just ran up here and started talking. So you're not really able to discern between the conversation that Minx is having with Varro and the conversation that the other council members are having with the people that approach them. Mavix is going to shake his head every time I say this to Baxi's name. So you do kind of overhear that, right? So you overhear just the tail end of it as you get up there.
Okay.
And so do you approach and join her?
Yeah, I mean it's she's for better or worse, she's with us. I mean, not that that's not just we're figuring each other out here.
So as you approach the table, Varro is gonna kind of stand in his chair and say, "Oh, the fabled turtle that Minx has told me so much about."
I am
Him?
I am him.
I am Tortle.
I am Turtle. Hear me, Squirtle.
He says, well, welcome, young Zymad. And you too, all the Zymad.
I feel so young.
My name is Quellic, but you may call me Quellic.
He kind of chuckles and gives you a once over, and you notice that he recognizes the state of influence that you're under. And he says, Quellic, I believe, if you don't mind, I'll call you Quellic.
That would be acceptable. Has our friend here is our friend, you can see our friend here has a zest and a zeal for all things, it appears. Please meet the rest of our group.
Compadres?
Cinderstone, right? And I don't know. I can't see everybody's.
Belrill.
My name is Belrill. I'm still like eating stuff.
Yeah.
He's still shoving food in his face, and he just pipes up. And so he says, "Welcome."
I believe
Varro.
they have questions.
Absolutely, that's why I'm here.
I kind of lean over, sort of like if we're following behind our druid, I kind of lean across his shell to look at the tabaxi, and I kind of say, yeah, why all the ceremony if everything's already decided for us?
Preordained.
Yeah.
Well, all things in life are preordained.
Why do you say that?
The Arcana has spoken.
There's no fate.
I
for
think
what
at
we
this
make.
point,
I
I
see.
lose my smile.
Are the Arcana gonna tell us what happened next, or is it just gonna be a nice little
For us
magical
to find
surprise?
Of course not. We would be remiss to lead you astray. There's going to be and he kind of gets a little confused for a second. And he says, "We all have our place, and your tasks will be made clear to you. But tonight is about fellowship."
So we don't want to talk about tomorrow yet. We're going to talk about tonight, all night.
He kind of chuckles a little bit, and he says, "We can speak of tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll wake early,
Tomorrow?
you'll meet with the council, and
I'm right here with the council.
the council will set you on your task."
Do you not have the authority to talk to us about our task?
In due time.
So there's more ceremony behind a simple quest being given. Why is it so much work to just get out there and do something?
Perhaps we want to start now.
He says, "I love the eagerness to get started, but friends, do you not realize that you're joining a family? You're not merely pawns to do the bidding of the Zymads. You are the Zymads." He says, "Embrace the family. Embrace what the meaning of that is. Tonight is about starting a new life. Tonight is about a fresh, clean slate from any of your past discretion. Like tonight is all about rebirth as a Zymad."
Well, I'm
always
going
have
to
to be
leave the
business.
birthing to someone else. I just simply want to take my tools, and I kind of sling my bag, and my weapon, and I kind of point at it, and I want to utilize the skills that I have for this amazing family that I have joined.
I want to hit the ground running.
I want to contribute so much to Zyman. I don't pronounce it wrong as much as I'd love to.
He says there has to be balance to every group. Minx, your love for life and your excitement will balance out the seriousness
Skepticism.
and suspicion of the rest of your party well. You understand now that the lottery is preordained. There has to be balance in life. And there's balance in this party. He says, don't lose that identity. That's what makes you who you are.
That was a rousing speech. Did any of that have to do with our quest for tomorrow? Was there like a little hint in there of what's to come?
Perhaps.
I look at
Any
the cat
foreshadowing,
on my shoulder.
Sir Tabaxi, Councilman,
Says,
Chancellor?
God, I hate you, man.
Are the people that are at the table, that's the entire council, or are they members of a greater council?
I don't think you would know.
Ask. We are here.
Are you the
you can ask.
council? As in, are you? There's 5 of them, right? 5.
There's 3 of them sitting behind the table currently. Amarna is at the big boy table at the front, who was also with this group in the middle. So there was 4 of them in the middle of the amphitheater, plus Shinwa at the beginning.
So the 3 of you, yes, the 3 of you will be with us tomorrow, correct?
As will the council. And he motions to the table up front where the 8 people are set.
Okay. So there's 11 plus 1. Gotcha.
He says, quick maths.
That's fucking right.
So I lean over and ask go ahead.
So what I am hearing is that we are to lose ourselves in the Zymad family, yet you have cautioned Minx not to lose herself. You speak in riddles. furry one.
He says, unfortunately, I believe you hear in riddles, wise one.
Dude, he hears
What I say is we
color.
want you to embrace the Zymad family and maintain your own identity. For every one of us is the Zymad family.
But we are to leave our past behind. Was that not the point of all of the process to get to this point?
Processing.
Your past defines who you were. Tonight creates an opportunity to become who you want to be.
But I want simply to be me. I am a
Free man.
I am yeah. I am I am part of this world. I am part of nature, and I am here to heal our lands. If I must work within your system, that is what must be done, but I do not understand all of this pomp and circumstance and fellowship and family. This is foreign to me, and I feel it is causing my companions equal amount of unease.
No, I feel fine.
I feel it is hurting some of my.
Boy.
Can
He
I
looks
hug
at
him?
Mink. He looks at Minx and he kind of laughs a little bit and he says, "We all have a journey to walk. If your journey is to truth and your journey is to maintain the person that you are and not to lose that person, then that's your journey. But if my journey is to start new and start fresh and become someone else, then that's my journey."
Just dropped my short sword. I was trying to juggle a plate and my weapon, so it's kind of.
So, counselor, what exactly is a Zymed? Is this someone is it our ultimate father? Is it our High Chancellor Grand Priest?
A Zymad is nothing more than a name given to you through acceptance into a family with a greater cause.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Kind of looks at you inquisitively as if he wants to ask you more about what you mean, but wouldn't dare risk offending you by doing so.
Attaboy.
Can I look at him
Yeah.
and say, I don't know what a family is?
Oh, Jesus.
Can you define family?
He looks at you and you see like the empathy in his eyes, and he said, "Neither did I until I was born a Zymad 7 years ago."
Jesus. Of
First it was
course.
6, now it's 7. This guy's talking out of both sides of his tail.
Did I say 6? Okay, 6.
Dude,
All
All right.
I mean, I'm picking up on all.
DM isn't taking notes.
We've been here for a year.
Time is relative.
To a Zymed, a day is but a year in your old lives.
God, I hate all of you. Okay.
Zymad provides everything, including time.
So has
Time is a construct. Watch me
you've
construct
been
it.
a Zymad for 6 years, 7 in dog years, cat years.
Cat
That's
years.
a good one. All right, I can get on that.
It's like going from imperial units to metric. They're kind of different there.
That's right. That's right. Kilometers per hour.
Years don't exist, so do you want me to tell you the exact number of cycles of
No,
the
it's
moon in
okay,
which I've
it's
been a
okay.
Zymad?
no, it's
You
fine.
fucks.
It's
7
fine.
freedom units per eagle.
I need
It's
a ruling on
24.
that.
So,
Considered a year.
Quick math.
so, how long have the Zymods existed as a family?
Air quotes.
He says, as long as families have existed, I would guess.
That you have been part for 7. Am I to assume the mission to reclaim this land has been going on as you have been a member of this family?
Not very successful.
I've been here since the beginning.
But this is your ultimate goal, is it not?
To bring New Rhinehaven back to its former glory and create
Our ultimate goal.
a world where everyone is accepted.
So what happens when we achieve this goal? Have you given that any thought?
Then we live the rest of our lives in bliss, I assume. And he kind of when
Assume?
he says that he looks at you
Like
a little
we're gonna
nervously,
be the ones that do it.
right? Like
Do I notice this?
no one's ever said to him, "What about when it's over?" Right? Like he's never really entertained the idea of ever achieving true perfection, which is the ultimate goal. He's never really given much thought to a utopia.
Talking to Kitty Marks here. How is it then that in 7 years you have not prevailed in making this vision a reality? And how do you assume that 3.5 of us are going to
Quick maths.
are going to fill some quest that has yet eluded you? I'm
Well,
not sure how this
What
works.
makes us different?
Well, look around you, young Zymads.
Yeah, these schmucks, they got nothing on us. Like, we're the best.
I
The
mean,
fate of New Rhinehaven is
wow.
not left to 3.5. The fate of New Rhinehaven is a collaborative effort of the entire family. 7 years is but a drop in a hat compared to the 300 that it took to get to the desecration that it sees today.
Is that 300 turtle years?
300 cat years, like imperial
He
units.
He pulls out a hand crossbow and shoots Belrill right between the eyes with it.
Whoa now. Whoa now. Don't step on any ravine here. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Speak
So
of-
he says
With my
7
plates,
years is nothing, and
stop.
there's if you look around, this is but one of the welcoming ceremonies of many. This is a huge effort. This isn't left to 3.5 people. This is everyone working together for the same goal.
Seize the means
you
production.
speak of things that are preordained. Is it not the case that the land is preordained to be as it is? Are we not preordained to live?
Trying to change it?
He says, is it not preordained that you should die by illness? Or rather, is it preordained that those with the ability to heal were put in place to do so? We can quibble over what the will of the gods is forever, or we can accept that the will of the gods may not ever be understood by you or I.
Counselor, is it safe to assume that Amarna? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it safe to assume that Amarna is the grandmother of this family? I'm just pulling titles out of my ass.
Grand
Hoping
period
it sticks.
grandmother.
Grand Vizier.
Yes, the poobah.
Says Amarna is but one of the council.
So here's a question.
You sure do talk a lot.
This may be preordained. I'm just going to ignore the halfling. It's maybe preordained. What happens when we
talk
fail?
over her?
I do.
Happens a lot.
It's not that hard. She's only like 2 feet.
Yeah.
You said what happens? You say what happens when we fail?
Well, let's say you preordain us onto a quest, and we, are preordained to fail that quest. Will the good graciousness of, Zymad, the family, take us back in if we fail our quest and bring shame to Zymad?
Sorry, father.
I'd like to know also. I don't want to be outcasted by another family.
He says, we don't turn away members of the family because of failure. Failure is part of life.
I'll keep that in mind.
I hope so.
I think all my questions are answered. I look around at the other party members.
As does he.
Menacingly.
I'm already going back for seconds.
I have but one more question for my party. Would any of you care for a smoke?
He laughs and he says, young Zymads, I look forward to a very long life together.
Smoking will stop my growth.
We can't have that.
It sounds like you may be the only person here who smoked more than me.
He gives you a very deep bow. And
Can I scratch him under the chin?
Whoa! That is uncalled for.
Roll for initiative.
I mean,
Yeah.
you sure can try
Here
if
we
you
go.
really want to.
Attaboy. Hit that initiative
I'm
button.
out of the way for that
The
reaction.
turtle's claws are like they're coming out, and he's like,
Not very. None of the characters here know, but one of the players knows what happens when you scratch Varro under the chin or pat him on the head.
I'll just throw a ball
Tends
of
to get
yarn at
really
him.
fucking gloomy and finds a ravine and decides, just to yeet into it.
I'm a very touchy-feely person. I'm going to have to hug my group members at some point.
no, don't
Okay.
start like
So you guys,
jerking off the chin of the council members.
Hey, I'm
you
not.
guys have had all of your questions answered by the council. You return to your seats. Now
I'm
we
returning to my
have
seat.
an
Play the food.
option here. We can do one of two things: take another break and go for another little while, or we can call it here and pick up next Friday where we left. Do that up to you guys.
I'm excited to go
I-
a little bit while and find out what our quest is.
I need to call it. I gotta get up early tomorrow.
I've been up
driving
forever today.
I'm driving out of town.
I'm already dead inside.
I took a nap before I got on, so I'm good.
I mean, I'd love to know what our quest is, but
No, that's tomorrow.
Josh
So-
needs time to prepare.
I don't. I have the first probably 7 or 8 weeks already preordained.
Don't worry, I'll screw that up.
Preordained.
I know you will.
I'll just ravine your fucking quests, and then oh, we're on a boat. Yeah, turn the fuck around. You can't
6 or
turn around. You don't know how. Too bad.
6 or
Guess what I got?
6 or 7 weeks, is that in kilometers?
Is
I
that
like that you
eagles
caught that,
per
by the way.
burrito per hour?
What? I hate every one of you.